Welcome to the Hidden Driveway Show. I'm your host, Amu, and then joining me today, we have a very special guest, Alfred Morose. If you would like to introduce
Hi.
yourself.
Oh my God. Hi, I'm Alfred, and I'm a musician and have been for like 3 years now. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Very excited to have you.
yes. Oh, gee. I'm
Yeah,
excited to be here.
yeah, there was a little bit of an issue getting the schedule because I was talking about this in the last interview, which isn't up yet, in the Young Rap Poison one. We rescheduled that one, so it would be before the hurricane hit because I
Oh,
knew
yeah.
my power was going to go out. We were going to do it the day before, and I was like, I'm not taking any chances. And
Yeah.
then power went out for like 4 days, so that wasn't awesome, but we're back.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. Hurricane Beryl just was terrible, man.
Yeah.
It hit Arkansas too. We
Oh,
were
it
under
did.
like a statewide tornado threat. I keep up with all that shit because I love tornadoes a lot. So just stormy weather in general, it's awesome.
Yeah, I like it except when it's like except when it gets to be too much and then my power goes out. But like
Yeah. Oh my
I was
God.
enjoying like it at night though and just like seeing all the rainfall, but then I woke
Oh
up in the
yeah.
morning and I saw that like a huge tree had fallen in my backyard, which like didn't hit my house thankfully. But like
Thank you.
I was just like, "Oh, yeah, hurricanes are maybe not so awesome."
You're not the greatest,
Y-
especially when they affect you personally. Oh gosh.
Yeah. All right, well, to get us started, is there anything that you want to talk about?
Not really. I just want to say that I'm very grateful to have this opportunity and everything. I've never really like been interviewed like this before, and so it's a very exciting thing for me to like just do. I have a
Mhm.
lot of things I feel I'm very passionate about, but I never really have the time to like explain it or talk about it really
Mhm.
or anything. But I'm just very happy to be here. So,
Yeah, that's what I was really excited for because I hadn't actually like, admittedly, and my bad, but I hadn't like listened to your music
no,
before doing this. But
good.
then I went through like literally everything to prepare
All
for this,
right.
and I've
Uh,
been listening to some of it just like on my own time since then. So,
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much.
and there's some questions about some of those songs in here.
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
I'm so excited.
All right, well, remember the collective Kawaii Goons, which features members like Bappy, Isaacs, and Chapters 226, all of whom I've
Yes.
interviewed before. That being said, though, your style is very distinct from everyone else in the group. So now I'm curious, how did you first
Mhm.
join KG and like get involved with all those people?
So I met Chloe first out of all of them, and this was because we were in a Little Ugly Mane Discord server. I'm still in that server, but at the time being, it was like late 2021 when she joined. I had a very big special interest with Little Ugly Mane. It's a whole thing, but he is so important to me. So, I was indulging in a lot of his, discography and just wanted to get connected to people. And I remember her joining and I was excited because she never like listened to him before and I
Mm-hmm.
just oh my gosh, new fan and new person to talk about, his stuff with.
Yeah.
But she ended up being so much more than just a person to talk about a specific musician with. She's like my best friend now. But fast forward a couple months, I get a DM around like late March, early April, and she's asking me if I want to join like a group chat or a collective called Kawaii Goons. And I had been like kind of experimenting with music before, she DM'd me and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, I want to join. And then I got added into the group chat, but I was kind of distant from the whole thing for like 6 months or so because I had a lot of personal stuff going on. And then like at the end of 2022, that's when I started getting close with everyone. And now we're here. So I'm very, very thankful I was able to, join this group because it's brought a lot of great things to my life and has also built up my confidence a lot with just myself and my music too. Like they're really my like best friends. So I love
Mm-hmm.
them a lot. I appreciate them so much.
Yeah, I know that Bappy said that they met Isaacs in like a Mike fan Discord, so I guess that's just how. That's kind of cool, actually. Y'all are fans of other artists, and then you made your own art because of that, which is really cool.
Yes, it's so beautiful. It's really beautiful. I wouldn't want to make art with like anybody else really. They've been my number ones with my music for a long time. They've seen me, develop and mature like my music style and production and stuff. And I'm glad that they're there for me. They're like a really big reason why I keep doing this whole music thing. And
Hmm.
whenever I feel unsupported, I just know that I have this wonderful friend group to like support me, and it just makes me feel a lot better about like my music and stuff. So I love them so much. They're
Yeah.
very dear to me.
And I like when y'all collab too because I feel like it pushes like both you and them like out of their comfort zone. Like I know like Bappy and Brood Boy have both done like drums for your songs, which is like not a style they do at all. And then you have a song like with Brood Boy where it's like you doing like a rap thing, which you usually don't
Yeah.
do with your own stuff. So
Mhm. I love both genres, and they both do really well with my stuff. Like I trust them enough to hand them something and get such a satisfying result afterwards. Like it's just 100% guarantee my song is about to be like so much more better and awesome because I got like my best friends helping me with it and stuff. And
mhm.
that's what's exciting about music, really.
Yeah. And on the topic of your music, as I said before, it's very different for everyone else in KG. So I wanted to know who are some of your biggest influences or like inspirations that you have?
I have so many, but like the number ones that really pushed me into making music was Black Dresses. I love both Debbie and Ada a lot, but Black Dresses was really something that awoken my passion for music. I've been listening to music my entire life, but I never really got serious about it until I discovered them. I discovered them because I was, and still am, but I was more in the editing community back in like 2019, and a lot of their songs would be used. So I listened to their album Love and Affection for Stupid Little Bitches, and I just fell in love. And so I did a deep dive on their whole entire discography, and I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to make, and I hope to be able to do that one day. But even though I don't really make music like them necessarily, I love my creations. Without them, I really wouldn't have been pushed to even do it. But some other artists, Lil Ugly Mane, like we were just talking about, he was very, very inspirational to me and still very much is. What are some other ones? I just discovered a band recently. They're called Rickshaw Billy's Burger Patrol, and they are so good. And they've definitely just inspired my music and the direction I want to take it from this point forward. They're really good. Stained is a really good band too. They've been in my life my entire existence. So they're really good and they inspire me as well. But the main one is Black Dresses for sure.
Mhm.
They definitely really pushed me to do this stuff and just experiment, don't care about what anyone says, and just do what I love. And I'm very thankful for that.
Would System of a Down be in that? Like
Yes,
also,
I love them too. Yes, very much. I just have so many artists
yeah.
that I kind of forget like which ones are really inspirational, but System of a Down is definitely up there. I love System of a Down so much.
Yeah, I was really into black dresses in 2020 when Peaceful as Hell came out.
I remember that dropping. I do. I was there for the live stream when it was happening, and I was watching it on my TV, and I was just like blown away because this was the first Black Dresses drop that I was like personally there for. And so it felt really special to me. And I listened to it, and again, it like changed my life. It was so great.
Hmm.
It was really great.
Hold on, I have to find what songs I liked off because there were like two in particular that I was like really into from that album.
I'm trying to remember too because all of them were really good. I really loved Please Be Nice. That one was good. And Scared to Death was a good one. Gosh, that whole album was just great. I haven't listened to it in a very long time. I need to re-listen and tap in.
Yeah, my two favorites. These are the most streams, so I guess it makes sense. But
Mhm.
Damage Suppressor. I'm a really big fan of, and then Creep You, which like I was also into like Portal at the time, and Creep You sounds like
Mhm.
a Portal like outro song to me.
Creep You is so good. I love that one too. I love all of their music. It's kind of hard to have a song that I hate by them. They released a new album and I still haven't listened to it yet,
Is
but
it the
I
one
need
with the
to.
like fleshy looking cover?
I think so. It's called Laughing Fish.
Let me
It's,
see.
that's like
Oh
their
no no no! Oh
official
yo, this one. Yeah, I saw the
album.
cover. But I haven't listened to that either.
I listened to one song on there and it was Cat Cup and it was once again life changing and amazing. So, for a final album, I really so far think it's great.
Wait, that's their last album? Like that's it?
Yeah, no more black dresses. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. All good things come to an end sometimes.
Did they just want to move on to like different creative projects then?
It was actually a personal issue between the two. They're not involved with each other anymore, but
Aw.
nobody else has like any information about it, and it's not my business or anything. But it sucks because those are like my biggest inspirations. To see them release one last final album, it makes me sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember after Peaceful as Hell dropped, didn't they break up then too? Because there was some sort of like drama going on.
Oh, yeah, I remember that too. There was a lot of stuff that went on, but I think they're being serious this time. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
makes me sad.
Well, they had a really legendary run, so like
They
when you
really
look at a lot
did.
of old bands, like a lot of them do break up, but like the work they did make is still like super impactful to a lot of people. So
Oh yeah, and I listen to a lot of older stuff, anyways, from bands that are broken up. So like the music I listen to is like mostly around like the 2000s or like 1990s at least,
mm-hmm.
and people that I listen to the most, they've broken up or they aren't here anymore. It's just like it sucks, but I think I think that it's going to be okay because I still have all of their music to just listen to, and I'm blessed to even have that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Um. Plus, like you got to be there for like the drops like, as they were happening too, which like is definitely a thing where if people find them later, they'll be like, "Oh man, I wish I could have felt like what it was like when this came out." But like you got to have
yeah,
that, so
and that's what makes it like so much more special. Like, dang, I really was there for this. That's awesome.
mm-hmm. All right, you mentioned this a little bit before when you said you're involved with the editing community, but you don't just make music, you're also a great visual artist too. So you've made a lot of your own cover art and have played a huge part in Bapping Isaac's Asphyxia mixtape rollout. And
Hmm.
you also have your Instagram account, Sex Junkie, which is like dedicated to your drawings. So that being
Hmm.
said, I wanted to know what are some of your favorite cartoons, whether it's like comics or like TV shows?
Oh my gosh, I have so many. I remember when I was a little kid, I didn't really watch a lot of modern cartoons. I watched like really old ones like Popeye and Betty Boop and
Oh, like
stuff. Like
really
I
old
watched
ones.
yes. But some of my favorite cartoons, I used to really like this cartoon. I think it was from 1979 or 1981. It was called Frady Cat. And I loved that show so much, and I used to watch it all the time. It was about a cat, and he had 9 lives, except he couldn't say the number 9 because that one was his last life. So, he had to fucking avoid death and stuff. It was a really funny show, and I liked it. But some other cartoons, I'm really trying to think. I like Popey the Performer a lot. Smiling Friends. I mean, it's a good show. I'm trying to think. I like some like anime stuff. Like Soul Eater is really good. I watched that a lot when I was a kid. I used to also watch Steven Universe too
Mm-hmm.
whenever that was really popular. Um, but I didn't really like a lot of comics. And like I said, I think I've been more focused on like the music and the art more than like actually consuming like media and stuff like that. I just, as of lately, started like binge watching TV shows and movies and stuff because I've never really been that person up
Mm-hmm.
until now because my friend Sophie showed me one of her favorite TV shows, and ever since then, like my favorite thing to do is watch shit with her. Cartoons obviously have played a really big part of my life. I liked the Powerpuff Girls as well. I liked a lot of Cartoon Network stuff too. But I was also on the internet around, the time I was growing up too. So a lot of the things that I'm interested in stuff, they have to do with the internet, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of raised by the internet. It was grand old
Mm-hmm.
times.
And are there any like specific things that you say like influence your art style?
A lot of what influences my art style is older like older art from like the 2000s, like deviant art type of stuff, like that type of emo
Mhm, yeah.
type of art style. I hate describing it that way, but I don't really have
No, I
any
know what
other
you
way to
mean though.
describe
Yeah.
it. And just really old artists that I used to really like back in like 2017 or 18. Or I just see like random art posts and I really like the style. So I just, save it to my phone and I kind of look at it for, later. But a lot of my friends and a lot of music really inspires the way that I draw things and specific things that I draw. So if I'm listening to like a more angry type of song, I feel more drawn to like draw something angsty or something with like a much more rougher art style. Whereas, if it was the type of opposite song, I would draw something more happier and nicer. It just really, I think music is a very big influence on my art
Mm-hmm.
and like the mood of it and everything. It plays a part with the subjects I draw as well.
I should try that more because I don't really like. I used to be really into drawing and stuff, even though like it was
Hmm.
definitely like a middle school kind of art style
Oh,
with like
yeah.
stickman and stuff. But I need to get back. I want to get back into it because it was really fun for me. And then I got into music in like 2018, and then by 2021, I was like all in on music and kind of forgot about animation and
Oh,
like drawing and stuff. But I want to go back to
oh,
it.
art is definitely worth going back to. It is very relaxing and you can just do whatever you want. I mean, it's very fun to do and I feel like I've kind of lost all that spark to draw, but I think I'm starting to get it back, which is really nice cuz I love drawing so much. I've been doing it ever since I learned how to pick up a pencil,
Hmm.
you know. So it definitely means a lot to me.
Hmm. And are there like specific things you find yourself drawing a lot? Because I know when I was in middle school, I was obsessed with drawing like Zim from Invader Zim, and like I would
Oh
like
yeah.
memorize like Steven Universe characters and stuff, and like draw them over and over again.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I draw myself a lot. And whenever I do, I just draw like a lot of random shit. I'm also really obsessed with like drawing latex and leather and stuff like that. My arts are more on the erotic side, but sometimes I draw normal stuff. But I do draw a lot of like subtly suggestive type of stuff that either involved me or just like a random character I created. So it's my favorite thing to draw. It's just relaxing.
Hmm. And do you ever like? This is also like a me thing, but do you ever make like comics with your characters? Because I had like legit. I think I had like 100 characters that I'd made,
Oh my
and I would make
gosh.
these comics to try to like flesh out their personalities, and like they would like overarch and stuff. I
Mhm.
don't know. Did you ever do anything
I
like that?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of OCs, but there's a couple that I've kept with me for about like 4 years now, and they do have like full-fleshed personalities and an entire storyline. Like I've been writing stories for my original characters and just in general for a long time. So a lot of my OCs, they do have a storyline and they are like full fleshed out characters that I do spend like time and effort on like figuring out how they act, what they look like, all that stuff. So it's very important to me that my characters, have depth to them. I don't want them to just be there. Like
Hmm.
they mean a lot to me and I want other people to find it meaningful as well.
And I know you said that like music has an influence on your art. Would you say that your
Hmm.
art influences your music at all either?
Not really, I don't think. I think it's just the music that really influences my art. I'm trying to think about it. I don't think so. I think it's just the music influences my art and like I said, the type of subject matter that I draw. And whenever I draw, usually that ends up actually helping me come up with an idea for a song or something. So that's really helpful whenever like I'm in a rut and I just draw something and then I'm like, oh shit, well maybe I can make something like musical with this. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but either way I'm satisfied with the process. So
Mm-hmm. So I brought him up before, but you have a song with Burrito Boy called "We So." That song gets
yeah,
stuck in my head all the time.
that's
But
so
when you but when you stay up for too long, you're gonna get tired and fall asleep, right? So I wanted to know,
true.
what are some of the most like memorable dreams that you've had, whether they're like good ones or nightmares, just like whatever.
Oh my gosh. I had this reoccurring dream like back in like 2018 or so. And it was a reoccurring dream because it was the same exact place. Like for days straight, I would just dream about this specific place and like all the different areas of it. And it was nothing really important happening in the dream. For some reason, my brain was just really focused on this specific place. And the place in my dream was based off my mother's friend's house that he has. It's a pretty big house and it's by the lake and stuff. And I remember in those dreams, like I remember dreaming about the inside of the rooms inside the house and the lake and stuff like that. Again, nothing really like big happened or anything, but for some reason I was just really dreaming about this weird version of my mom's friend's place and I
Mm-hmm.
had no idea why. It was like scary cuz it was like nobody really there at all. It was just like I don't even know how to explain it, but I thought it was really cool that I was able to dream the same place multiple times. Like just keep the foundation of the building, but the complete inside is just different and creepier. It was like all run down and it was just gross, but it was cool. And whenever I have dreams, they're really vivid, so I'm able to memorize every detail basically. And
Mm-hmm.
I haven't dreamed in a while, but I notice whenever I struggle sleeping and I take sleep medicine for it, I notice that those give me like crazy ass dreams. And it's just sometimes I love that my dreams are so vivid, and sometimes I like really hate it because nightmares are a complete other fucking thing for me. They're terrible because I just remember everything so vividly.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible, but it's okay because, like I said, I haven't dreamed in a while. Usually, when I'm with my friends, though, like if they stay the night over here, I tend to dream a lot more, and I don't know why that is, but it's pretty cool.
The only recurring dreams that I've like had where so I
Mhm.
got into a car accident last year, which like I was
Oh
fine, but I
my
kept having
God.
recurring dreams where I would be in my car and something just like wouldn't work for some reason, like maybe the brake would accelerate me
Oh,
instead of like stopping me, or like I would be driving in third person and I can't tell like what I'm doing, or like I'll
oh, that's
press
so.
like the gas and it accelerates me like way more than it's supposed to. And at the
Oh,
time, so I don't know if this was true or not because I've told people this and they don't think it's like correct. But after my accident, my dad was like, "Yeah, you're getting arrested if you get into another accident in the next six
oh wow.
months." So I was like freaking out whenever I was in my car because like
Mhm.
I gotta go to college, I can't get locked up, and I
Yeah,
was
for
always
sure.
like freaking out because I was like, I cannot like go to jail, I cannot go to jail.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, since November of
Mhm.
last year though, like I'm free again, as many accidents as I want because it's been the 6 months. Like I haven't. Like, that's a lie. Today actually, I was backing out of my garage and I thought that because it was parked in straight, I could just back out straight. But my mirror hit
Mhm.
the like the door, not the door,
Oh,
like the side of the garage. Just leave it. It was no damage, thankfully. But
that's good. That's good.
yeah, that was
But
like a little frustrating.
I hate cars so much; they scare me.
And all the maintenance stuff too. Like my dad's like a car guy. Like
Oh
he
yeah.
details for a living, but I just don't like understand any of it.
Oh, yeah. Me neither. I'm completely lost.
Hmm. And then I think for me the most like memorable dream that I have that I still think about a lot is I was really into Harry Potter when I was in like elementary
Oh,
school.
mhm.
Like say what you want about J.K. Rowling now, but like those books at the
Oh
time
yeah.
went crazy. And I
Yeah.
was so crazy about them that I was on the seventh book, and I was listening to like an
Mhm.
audiobook of it, so I could like, because after the third book, they got like too big for me to like read, I guess. So I'd use audiobooks to
Mhm.
listen through. And I was on like the climax of the seventh book, and I'm like, well, I can't fall asleep now. I'm gonna miss out because I
Yeah.
couldn't like obviously it's not gonna stop when I fall asleep, so I just had to kind of remember like roughly where I was when I fell asleep.
Mhm.
But this time I fell asleep, and in my dream I had my like iPod shuffle like permanently attached to my body because that's what I used to
Mhm.
listen to it.
Oh wow.
Like I kept trying to get rid of the iPod, and
Mhm.
it would just always come back to me somehow. But
Yeah.
I could still hear the book like in my head as I was dreaming though. And
Oh
I
wow.
checked the book afterwards, so I had the physical one too. And like all the
Mhm.
stuff I was hearing in the dream was like the actual book.
Oh wow.
So I
That's
looked into it, and there's like a weird phenomenon where you can like hear the outside world and like impact your dreams. Like, do
oh
you ever
yeah.
like have like your alarm sound like come into your dream at some point?
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. Like, I never had that happen to me, but I know a lot of my friends have, and they've told me. And I was like, that's crazy that happens. I think I'm just like maybe a light sleeper, and I just wake up to these noises instead of having them be in my dream.
Yeah, they're always in my dreams for like a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, and then wake up.
Oh yeah.
Like I had one instance where like every time I like it was like if I'd like move to the left, it would beep, and then I'd go back and it would stop. But I was just going to the rhythm of my alarm, and then I was like, oh, and then I woke up.
That's silly.
And you said you have like vivid dreams. Do you ever like lucid dream at all?
Surprisingly, no. Like, I wish I was able to, but whenever I think of something before I go to sleep, sometimes I'm able to be able to dream about it. But it's not like I can really like control anything, unfortunately. Like I've tried to lucid dream, but I think it doesn't work because I think like way too hard about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
unfortunately, no, I haven't. But I bet it's a sick ass experience.
yeah. I've tried in the past, and I think there's like a certain ritual like routine you have to do to like be able to do it.
Yeah.
I've only done it once, and the reason I was able to was because the dream was so boring that I fell asleep in the dream. And
Oh
then when
my
I woke up,
goodness.
I was still in the dream, and I realized like it wasn't real. And I
Oh,
got
that's
like super
silly.
speed for like 20 seconds, and then it was like I woke up after that.
God, all that work for nothing, man. For 20 seconds of super speed.
Yeah, and
Well, I
I
mean,
was in
that's
like
whatever.
sixth grade, so it's been a long time since I've been able to do that.
I should try it again. That'd be honestly really sick if I could. I hope I can, man.
Hmm.
Hope I can.
Oh, I've also had instances where I know I'm dreaming, but like I convince myself
Hmm.
that it's real.
Oh
Like
my
I had
god.
one where I was like going to Japan at 3 in the morning. I was going on a flight to Japan, and in my head I was like, why would I be doing this? Like this doesn't make any sense. Um,
Hmm.
but then like I kept trying to tell myself to like wake up. Like did you ever watch the Polar Express as a kid?
I haven't actually.
Okay, but there's this scene in that movie where the kid is just like, no way this is happening. He's like on top of
Mhm.
the train, like when there's snow on it. He's like, wake up, wake up. And I was trying to do that, and I didn't wake up, so I was just like, okay, I guess I'm going to Japan then. Cause like I felt
Hmm.
like like the pressure in my ears and everything, so it felt so real,
Oh
but
wow.
it wasn't.
I had like a really vivid dream about hanging out with Little Ugly Mane. Like, we just like hung out basically, and we talked about music and stuff, and it was like the coolest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a couple months later, I was able to meet him in real life. That was sick as hell.
Oh, how was that? Was that during his like 2020 or no? Was that his tour last year?
This was 2021. This was on my 16th birthday, and it was at Vino's in Little Rock. And I was able to go, and I met him, and it was the greatest experience of my life, really. It was like, oh my gosh, I basically met my idol,
Mm-hmm.
really. And he was really sweet, and he was kind to like my parents as well. So that was probably my best birthday ever. Ever since then, I haven't really done anything for my birthday. I got my tattoo for my 18th one right
Mm-hmm.
there. Love that one. And for my 19th birthday, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I want to try and go back to New York because that was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We'll just have to see when it gets there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I did for my birthday. Oh, for this year, I used to have
hmm
these big like friend get-togethers.
hmm
But then my 18th birthday was the same day I graduated high school, so like kind of
hmm
hard to plan something then. So
Oh, yeah.
I got like Arby's with like two of my friends because we've been joking about it. And then this year, I met up with the same two friends and we just like went to the mall
Mhm.
for a little bit. And I'm not even a mall
That's fun.
person. It was just because it was too hot out to like
Oh, yeah.
go
No,
anywhere
it's like,
else.
oh, God. I hate the heat so much,
Hmm.
man. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Also, I feel you with like getting to meet your idol because like I'm fortunate enough that I like because Orange Cake Mix is one of my favorite artists ever, right?
Mhm.
And I got to do a full interview with him like on
That's
here,
so cool.
and like
That's awesome.
that was his first ever like video interview and his first
Oh,
interview in
wow.
like 18 years. So it was just really surreal getting to talk to like my goat for a whole hour.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, and like me and him have been like talking and like working together since then
hmm
also, which has been really crazy.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I've been so he's 64 years old, right? So he's kind of past his point of like making and recording music still, but
hmm
he has a lot of old like demos and stuff on Bandcamp, and there's
Oh,
like
wow.
800 songs on there. And during his interview, he was like, if somebody were to go through like all those and like
hmm
compile maybe like 15 to 20 of the best songs,
hmm
and then like work with a label to get physicals put out for it, maybe I'd release another album. And afterwards, I,
Oh,
I messaged him and I was like, I can do that, and then I did, and
that's so
we
cool.
have the track list and like the title and everything
Mhm.
for it. He just has to make the cover art, and then I can talk to the label about it. But
That's
I'm
so
really excited about
cool.
that.
I'm excited for you. That's great. I'm so excited for you. Oh my gosh.
And like maybe I'm a little biased. I think it might be his best album, also.
It may be. It may be. I think it'll be great and I'm excited. I'm
Hmm.
excited for you.
Yeah, I think he was like, look, I feel like he was the original like bedroom producer in a way, because he
hmm
was like doing a bunch of like tape recording stuff in like
hmm
the 90s and like late 80s.
Oh wow.
Um, and
Sick
like
as
I feel like
hell.
a lot of like you remember that like mid 2010s era of like bedroom pop stuff, right? With like Temperex
Oh,
and stuff. I feel like what he was
yes.
doing then is like a big precursor to that, because he's so small, he doesn't
Oh
really
wow.
get the like recognition for it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I remember Temperex. Oh, what a time. What a time, man. Gosh.
Switching the topic back to your music though. So your most recent project was your 2023 EP, Waiting Until Tomorrow.
What?
So I wanted to know, what was the process for working on it like?
Oh my gosh. That entire EP is something like I'm proud of, but at the same time, it's like the situation I was going through, it just wasn't that serious enough for me to release a 6-track EP about it. But
Mm-hmm.
neither here nor there. I really, really enjoyed working on all of those songs because I feel whenever, a lot of shit goes wrong in my life, the only outlet I have is music. And I feel like I make a lot of, like, oh my gosh, a lot of beautiful stuff out of something that I feel, so miserable about. So working on it, I did not take like a long time working on it because it wasn't really supposed to be anything, like different. I was just really going through some shit at that time and I needed to get it out. So I just like spat out a bunch of ideas and I adjusted them to where I felt like I could get my point across better or have it be something actually meaningful instead of just all the random bullshit I spewed out of my head whenever I was like depressed or something. Like I could actually make something out of this instead of just wallowing in it.
Mm-hmm.
I can be productive in some way. And some of the songs on there, like the song Waiting Until Tomorrow, I worked on that April of that year. So I added like a couple of different things to that song and then released it along with that album because it just fit. I wrote that song in April when I was also going through yet another just like really shitty time. And so, I felt like it fit with the theme of that EP, so I just included it anyway. But it wasn't really a difficult process besides mentally, because like I said, I was going through just some ridiculous shit at that time. I'm much better now. And I just look back at that project and I'm like, I'm really glad that I was able to grow from it, because at the time being, I really just thought, feeling that way, that was going to be my entire life. But it's not anymore. And, at least throughout all the ugly, there's at least one beautiful thing about that time period where I was suffering. And I can just look back at it and be happy with myself that I've, improved and grown so much. Like, and that's what I find really beautiful about it. And just also to see how much I've improved as well. So it means a lot to me still. I would like to do, if I were to do physicals, I'd probably do a physical of that because I don't really have any other EPs, So yeah, I have to look into that because that'd be really cool. But I love that. I love that project so much. I love it a lot, and I'm very glad that it exists. I'm very glad that it exists.
Okay, I have a question because I have synesthesia, right? And there's like a specific color that I hear whenever I listen to it. So I want to know if there's a color you associate with it, like first before I say what I hear.
For the entire EP?
Yeah, like I hear the same color like throughout.
Oh wow, I think of it as like dark colors, but like a darkish grayish purple or like beige or like dark brown or something along those lines. Just very specific, dark, earthy colors, kind of. Like fall colors almost. But I probably think that because I released it around the fall as well. So
yeah, for me, a lot of your music is like, it sounds weird saying it because like I feel like synesthesia doesn't make sense, but like I hear it as like blue. That's just like the way a lot of your music sounds to me.
That's funny because I also thought the same thing. Like I think overall my music just sounds like bluish, I guess. And when I say bluish, I mean it like wintry tones and just the subject matters that I talk about in a lot of my music and stuff. It makes me think of like winter colors too. Like winter and fall colors is what I hear a lot with my music. I don't really have any like colorful cover arts unless it's like a DJ Melgirl thing, because DJ Melgirl is just completely different from who I actually am. But I stick with a lot of darker colors because that's what I wear all the time. I wear a lot of dark colors. It's kind of how I feel all the time, as edgy as that sounds. It's what I write about, So blue is a very pretty color, and I'm glad that my music is able to sound like that. That's really cool. It's so cool.
Do you have like a general like recording process that you have when you work on music, or is it like different each time?
So I start off with the riff at first, like just a general idea of a riff, and then I work on that for a couple of days. I try to add on to see if it'll be a more complex song or if it's fine being simple. And I haven't done this in a long time because I've had people like produce or help produce my music, like the drums and stuff. But I used to find backing tracks on YouTube and, match up my riff with the BPM of that backing track, and I would write it that way. But now it's a little bit more complex, but that's okay because that's a lot better. It's better sounding for my music. But I come up with a riff, and then I make the full song, basically, the full instrumental. I send it away, someone sends me the drums, and then that's when I start to write the lyrics and everything. And then I record the vocals, and then it's basically done. I like finish some, I add some touches and stuff like that. And then I either make the cover art when I'm halfway done with the song or at like the very beginning of it. like when it's first becoming an idea. Sometimes I do it like after the song is done completely, but I usually do it like in the halfway process of everything just to see, if it fits or if I like it or not.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting because for me, with all my music, I always do the cover art last. It's like the last thing I ever do before I like literally like as I'm putting it like on DistroKid and stuff. Like I'll make the cover.
Yeah, making covers is really fun, and whenever I make them, I want to be able to capture just what the song feels like or what it's supposed to feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I love making covers. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little lazy with them, but that's okay because I still like doing it. I don't have to be like a super professional or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I really like the one for your most recent song. It's got I can't remember the exact title because it's pretty long, but I feel like the cover for that one fits it pretty well.
I
It's like I'm
think,
so desperate for you or something like
oh
that.
yeah, that one. I used my own art for that one, and I found a picture offline. I just basically overlapped the two together.
Mm-hmm.
So that song was fun to make as well, along with the cover too. I'm very glad I made both and that it exists because it's something I'm really proud of.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite song that you've released so far. It's the most like danceable thing that you've made.
Oh yeah, I want to try and make more music like that, but GarageBand is kind of limited, and I've been trying to use FL, but it's not that it's difficult. It's just like every time I use FL, it just feels like something goes wrong. Like I was trying to record another Gabber track not too long ago, and I don't even know what happened, but it basically fucked up. And I thought I had a backup version of it saved, but I didn't. So I have to redo the whole thing.
Oh, that's the worst.
No, it is the worst because this is my first time like making my own like rhythm and synth and shit, like making the pattern for it. Because whenever I do like Gabber stuff, I want to sample things, but I usually don't. So I do come up with a lot of the Gabber stuff on my own, but there's usually not a lot of like rhythm or anything like that. It's kind of lame. So like I said, GarageBand's kind of limited, especially on like Gabber stuff. So I want to expand my horizons and I wanted to try it on FL. And I've made a couple of Gabber tracks on FL. But this one I was really proud of, and oh my gosh, it sucks that it got deleted.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible, terrible.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me too, where like I'll like lose an older version of the project file, and then I don't like how it sounds anymore.
Yeah, that's the worst. It's awful. It's hard. It's hard out here for musicians.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that project though, so one of the songs off of it is called Punishment. So, what's something silly that you remember getting like in trouble for when you were in school?
My teacher last year, my fashion and interior design teacher, had gotten on to me because she thought that I said fuck in our classroom when it was the guy sitting next to me, but she like tried to publicly humiliate me for that, but she was wrong, so she ended up being embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
But it made it a lot worse because I already didn't like this teacher, and I had been skipping her class like 2 weeks for like 2 weeks straight.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. It's not good for you guys. But I was doing it, and I skipped her class, and I decided to come back one day, and then this guy who does not even sound like me just says fuck out loud, and she like points at me and she's like, you haven't been here for 2 weeks and you decide to come here today and drop the F-bomb in my class. And I was like, that wasn't me. And I didn't like a lot of the students in that class, and I know that they didn't really like me either. So it was just like a million times more humiliating. It's awful. I'm so glad I'm out of school and don't have to deal with like bitchy teachers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, I remember when I was in second grade. So in Texas, we have something called like the STAR test, and you start taking it when you're in third grade. And my school is K through 8, so like they kind of just like lock down the whole school when they're doing that. But I think I come back from the bathroom and I had like new shoes, so they weren't broken in yet. And I was just walking down the hallway, but I guess it was like really loud, and the teacher yelled at me, and then they're like, "Who's your teacher?" And then I got put on yellow after that, and I cried.
Oh, that's awful. I remember our school used to have a very strict dress code on like hats. We were allowed to wear them, but we couldn't wear them tilted like this. And I was walking through the hallway one day. It wasn't even tilted that bad. It was like right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't my fault because the hat was a little too big on my head. And this teacher, she has like just a hissy fit. She starts like overreacting, and I don't hear her because every time I was at school I was listening to music in my headphones and they were up loud. So I was walking through the hallway just going to my class, and she follows me into the classroom and tells me to just straighten my hat out. And it's like, is it that serious? You just saw me for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down. It's like not that big of a deal, I promise. But I fixed it anyway because I don't like getting in trouble by teachers because I'm like a goody two shoes, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did what I was told, and I was just like, okay, whatever. I mean, I flipped it back anyways. I mean, but it's still so fucking annoying. I hated the school dress code. It was terrible and unnecessary, and it was just shit. And I'm glad that I don't really have to restrict myself to a dress code anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, I had a uniform for a long time, so it was this really ugly like red polo shirt with like, so K through 5 was like white stripes here, and once you got to middle school, it was like white and with blue in the middle. But yeah, I would wear that and like these like black uniform pants and like a belt just like every single day for 9 years straight.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't know how I would be able to like function if I couldn't express myself, like, through clothes and stuff. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
No, I didn't. Like I had like no clothes besides that. Like I think I had maybe like 4 shirts because I didn't need to have like other clothes.
Yeah, that's awful.
But then I went to public high school and I had to like buy a bunch of stuff. To like, because obviously I can't just wear the same shirt every day because that gets gross.
Yeah, like a cartoon character.
Yeah. Although look, that's kind of me now because I feel like I have the same 5 things I wear every week and I just kind of alternate between them.
I feel that way too, but it's only because it's so damn hot, and a lot of my wardrobe consists of like really like heavy baggy jeans or like leather or latex, and I'm not wearing that in like 108-degree weather.
Yeah.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Mm-hmm. So it's time for the recurring segment that I always do during these interviews. And you know what, Alfred? I got beef with you. And I think we need to settle it in a match of rock, paper, scissors. I beat Young Rat Poison in the last episode. But recently I've been on a pretty bad streak of losing streaks. Like I lost 2 and then I won 1 and then I lost 2 again. I beat Young Rat Poison, so like I'm back, but I'm kind of worried because I don't want to fall back there again.
Don't fall back there, man. I'll try. I'll try not to.
No. You need to try your best.
I'm going to try my best.
Because if you beat me, like you just outsmarted me.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah, and just close your eyes when you do it because there's like a delay with the camera and whatever.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Close my eyes.
Yeah, it's best 2 out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, we tied.
Oh shit. Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh. Okay, you beat me that time. But it's not over yet. I can come back still.
It's not over. Okay.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, we tied.
Oh shit. Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, okay.
Damn.
Now we're really tied. We're 1-1. So
all right.
Whatever happens next settles it.
Okay. Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Tied. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh! So I'm so bad. Y'all might have doubted me, but
it's Jover for me. Gosh, it's okay. I'm proud of you. Good game, man. I
Yeah,
love
okay.
me a good game of rock, paper,
Yeah,
scissors.
that was a close one. That was how the Young Rap Wisdom was too. Like I think me and him tied like
Oh,
four
really?
times in a row before we got
Oh
to like the
my.
final deciding one.
That was fun. I loved that. I love that.
But yeah, I've done that with literally all the guests though. So like I have a spreadsheet that I keep track of like who's won and lost because
That's so
I want
cool.
to make a video like for the 1 year anniversary where I like power scale
Oh,
everybody because like ZZ Kill Me when I did his like he just beat me like twice in a row and that was it.
oh my
So like
gosh.
he's like rock paper scissors god over here.
Yeah, he's like number one. That's
But like you
crazy.
put up a good fight though, so you placed pretty high
I
too,
did.
even if you didn't win.
Yay! I'm
Um,
so excited about that.
hmm So you were talking about New York earlier, and I actually had the
Mhm.
chance to be at your first ever show in New York, but
Yes.
unfortunately
Oh.
I wasn't able to do the post concert interview because I just
Mhm.
forgot it was a lot happening, and after I did the
Okay.
other one, I just like
Don't worry.
my mind. I felt bad too because I've been talking to Bappy about it like a lot beforehand, and then after the one with like Carter, Noah, and Isaac, I just like forgot to do the.
That's
I think they're
okay.
talking to somebody else. So hopefully another
Yeah.
time in the future we can make up for it. But
Oh,
you know
for
that was
sure.
then, and
Like,
I'm here with you now. So I wanted to know
yay.
how was your first time performing live?
Man, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I really, me personally, everyone else says otherwise, but me personally, I think I bombed it. But that's okay. I don't regard that in a bad way necessarily, and more so, this was my first performance in a completely different state, a completely different surrounding, and me both singing and playing an instrument in front of people that are not like two of my friends or my mom.
Mm-hmm.
This was a really big thing for me. And so, of course, I was going to be nervous. And I notice whenever I tend to get nervous, I usually overcompensate for it by apologizing a lot. And that's what I did during, my actual performance because I thought it would maybe make things better. But I realized, like, that didn't make anything better. That didn't make anything better. But that's okay because I can just take this as a learning experience and just see what I can do better next time. I don't really care about if other people disliked it or not, unless they were being like specifically hateful towards me. But I mean, if they weren't, then why should I care whether or not they thought I bombed or not?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I was in New York with like my best friends performing, songs that I was proud of, whether or not I messed it up. And I had a great time. And if that means, I have to bomb it again and again to have a great time, then so be it. Like I was there for the music, but really I was there to meet, people who have really helped me through like such dark time periods of my life that, the music and being able to perform that was really great and everything. And seeing all of my friends perform was phenomenal. I loved that. But what I loved most about being in New York was spending time with my friends and hang out with them and everything. That's what I cherish the most
Mm-hmm.
out of all of it. But it was fun overall. I still had fun, and seeing people's reactions and having people say that they liked my show even if I didn't personally like it. That that really meant a lot to me, and it makes me want to keep going. And so I'm not gonna let this one, my very first show, like, completely throw me off from doing any other ones. I will definitely be doing more, and hopefully I will be better and improve each time I perform a show. So I'm not really worried about it. It was fun, and that's all that mattered is that I had a great time.
Yeah, again, like from my perspective, I know when I posted the full concert like video that I had, like you have a very short section at the start, and that's because I
Yes,
thought you were doing a sound check. And in my head, I was like, "This is
I.
really good for a sound check." So I didn't think to like record
Oh,
it until the end when Carter told me that the concert had started. And I was like, "Shit, I have to get something now." So
oh,
I got
it's
like the
okay. Don't
very end of
worry
your
about it.
set, but like I thought it was really good.
Oh, I'm very glad. Thank you. And like again, just having people say like they thought it was good. It was like it eases the anxiety and like humiliation of it like so much. It's like what do I even have to be worried about it? like it happened and that's okay because I still had fun, and like I said, hopefully I'll be able to do it more in the future and I'll be able to do much better things and be more prepared for it because I was kind of unprepared,
Mm.
and I was also just really stressed out about it. I was so focused on what if I, mess up that I ended up doing it anyway.
Mm.
But now since, that was kind of my worst fear, since it's already happened, that just makes me not afraid anymore. Like I feel like I'll be so much more confident, because I survived bombing my first show, and if I bomb a second one, I can survive that too. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm very happy to be granted the opportunity to have done that, though. That was super life changing. Like, seriously, it was great.
Yeah, that whole like I still can't believe that like all happened. Like
I
I got to
know.
meet Carter, who I've known since like 2015. Like no way that happened.
That's so cool. And Carter's so sweet. He's super sweet. And I just, oh my gosh, I would love to do it again. It was like seriously probably the best moments of my entire life. It was really great and I miss all my friends
Hmm.
a lot.
Yeah, I think that's also like easily the best day of my life too. Man, I wasn't even
Mhm.
performing. I just got to like just
See
be a part of
everyone.
it. Yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
I just remember when I was walking into the venue, I think I heard like Noah and Carter like saying something. I
Mhm.
was just like, oh, this is like real now. Yeah,
Yes. It was so surreal.
and then
Like
seeing everybody
see
just like walking around the venue because it hadn't started yet, just like chilling was such like a weird feeling.
it was
Um,
a it was a really cool venue. I liked it a lot.
yeah. Speaking of that show though, so well, I knew who you were beforehand. We hadn't actually talked ever, so I met you for the first time in a Raising
Yes.
Cane's, which that was the
Oh,
most like turnt Raising Cane's like ever. Also, like they had like a whole
it was
DJ and everything.
it was chaotic.
Yeah,
It was something.
we couldn't even sit anywhere because it was so packed.
There's so many people. It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that like because I was waiting for Bappy to show up, but I saw you. And like I only vaguely knew who you were, but I saw the hat and I recognized it from the show poster. And I was like, wait a minute. So I think I walked in there and I was like, are
I
you
totally did.
Alfred?
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was overstimulating in that
Yeah,
Raising Cane. Like so much going on, and it was so loud for like no reason. But it was okay because I was still able to like see everyone. That was really cool.
yeah. But on the topic of Raising Canes, so
Mhm.
I wanted to know what are some of your favorite fast food restaurants?
Oh my gosh, I have so many. I love Raising Cane's. Taco Bell is really good. I could fuck up Taco Bell like any day. It's so good. And Sonic is really good too. I don't know if a lot of states like around the nation have Sonic. I know a couple of them do, but it's really good. I used to eat it all the time when I was little, so it's just kind of something like I grew up with. So Sonic is really good too. But other than that, those are probably like my top three. Top three. Popeyes and Zaxby's is really good
Zachary's
too.
is really good. Yeah,
I love Zaxby's. It's good. I went on like a Zaxby's kick and that's like all I ate for like 3 weeks probably. It's just too good. It's too damn good.
mm-hmm.
I love chicken.
I think my top three would probably be like Chick-fil-A. I don't know if you
Mhm.
have in Arkansas, but Whataburger is really good.
Uh, I don't think we do.
Okay,
No, I've never had.
that's like a huge Texas thing,
Oh,
but
wow.
I know they have some other states too. It's like a
Mhm.
southern thing, I think. And then probably Raising Cane's.
Oh
Like
yes,
maybe that
Raising
one
Cane's.
experience with Cane's wasn't the best, but like
Mhm.
overall, I'd say it's pretty
Overall,
good. Yeah,
I didn't even like really eat the food that I got at Raising Cane's because we were just like moving around so much. I was
yeah,
like stressed. I was like shit. But Raising Cane's is so amazing. Oh my god. I wish I could have some right now, but it's, gosh, I love I love Raising Cane's so much. God bless my mother for introducing it to me.
yeah. I got on the Cane's train late. I think like 2 years ago was my first time having it, and it
Mm-hmm.
was a oh my bro. Okay, so I used to be in a D&D group with my friends, right? And
That's it.
we would meet at the library. Like we like requested a room.
Mm-hmm.
And then every week somebody was like designated to go get food, and that week it was my
Mm-hmm.
turn. So it was like me and like four of my other friends packed into my minivan, and
Oh
I
wow.
drove like half an hour to Raising Cane's, and then like that was my first time ever, right? It was like I
Mm-hmm.
think they called it like a pilgrimage, but when we got it back finally, it was just so like
Mm-hmm.
soggy, and I was just like, this tastes
Aw.
like food. Like I didn't get the hype, but now I get it.
Oh, thank goodness, because Raising Cane's is like, it's just genuinely so good. I hate that it's fucking expensive, but I mean, it's worth it at least.
Hmm.
It's good. It's worth the money.
Um, Everybody has their own personal journey that they go on, and you have a song called Acceptance. So, what are some things about yourself that you're most proud of, whether it's accomplishments or just personal growth that you've had?
I'm very proud of myself for being able to still, you know, love people and everything because I feel like I never like really get the same type of, like affection, I guess, or anything. I feel like a lot of my friendships or relationships they tend to be a little one-sided because they can't really reciprocate how much, I like them that much or something like that. And I feel bad about that, but I'm still very glad that I'm able to love people no matter what. And
Hmm.
I'm also very thankful that I'm able to help people too. I love helping people. Whenever I feel upset, I like when people, come to me so I'm able to, if I can't fix my own problems, I can, be there for someone who may need, that support and stuff. And also, I know what it's like to, go through something, you know, whether it's like small to someone else or big to you, or it's like genuinely just like a really traumatic thing. I understand what that's like going through it by yourself. And it's the worst feeling in the world. And I would never want to inflict that upon somebody or make them feel like they have to go through it alone. So I like being there for people, and I don't really expect anything back because I'm not doing it, for some sort of benefit. I'm doing it because it genuinely makes me feel good to help people and to be there for them. So I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of myself for graduating. I know I don't really show it and I didn't really feel any emotion, but I think I'm just like processing it that, oh, I don't have to go back to school anymore. I'm kind of like at an awkward time period in my life right now. So I haven't really thought about it, but I am proud of myself for graduating because man, I used to skip school all the time and it's don't do it. It's not worth it. Just finish the year. Just finish the year. It's gonna be okay. But I still graduated though, so I'm proud of myself for that. Cause school, especially in the South, for people like me, is just it's terrible. Public school is at like actual hell. It's like so bad. But I was able to do it though, and just being alive despite everything that's happened or how I may feel in the moment, just being alive and being able to experience such a range of intense emotions is something that I'm proud of. I hate feeling the bad, but I guess without it you couldn't really experience the good of it either,
Hmm.
so I try not to complain that much, and I try my hardest to find things that I am grateful for. And I can like list a couple of them. I'm grateful for my friends and music and all the love and support that I've gotten from my friends and family. That stuff really keeps me going. It makes me really happy. So,
Hmm. Yeah, that's all great. But I
mhm.
want to know, are there any great people or things that you want to give a shout out to as the episode comes to a close?
Yes. Oh my gosh, so many. So my friend, everyone in KG, obviously, Chloe, Isaac, X9, just everyone in KG, and Gomez too, because he's like my best friend too. I'd like to shout out. Toby, because he is my partner and he's been supportive of this music shit for so much longer than anyone else has. And I love him so much. And again, without him, I don't know what I'd be doing right now, but he continuously inspires me to keep going. So shout out him. And shout out my friends, and like my real life friends. Shout out Sophie and Remy, because I love them both a lot. Just all of my IRL friends and everyone who has supported me throughout this entire, fucking journey. It's been so nice, and I love having people who love me as much as I love them. I feel like equals with these people, and that's what makes them so special to me, is that I feel, accepted for once.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really great feeling. I love everyone who's in my life, like, a lot. And without them, I don't know where I'd be. So I hope to keep everyone that I have in my life right now for a very long time, or the rest of my life, because they've done some really great things for me and have helped me achieve things I felt completely incapable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very grateful for all of them.
Yeah, so shout out all those people. And
Yes,
shout out Alfred
and
Morose. Thank you so much for coming on today. This
yes,
is really fun to do.
yes, it
Um,
was.
Again, still weird that I met you in person before I met you online. I don't know how that happened, but
I'm very grateful for it. You're wonderful. You're so
thank
sweet.
you.
You're
But yeah,
welcome.
and this is a wonderful interview also.
Yes, it was
Um,
fun. I enjoyed it.
all of his links will be in the description down below if you want to go check out his music, whether it's SoundCloud, go look at his Instagram.
Really?
And you don't have a Twitter, right?
I do have a Twitter. It's just Alfred Morose. That's it.
Oh, 'cause I couldn't find it because I usually try to
Oh,
research
it's
by looking at the
okay.
Twitter. Okay, so I'll put that in there too.
It's okay. Don't worry. Yeah, you're
Um,
good. You're good.
yeah, so I'm Amu. This has been the Hidden Driveway Show. Goodbye.
Bye.